American history, I feel like is a big part of what inspires my work. America for me is this place of complexity. What we do as artists, we try to develop really provocative ideas that, say something meaningful to viewers. I like it when my artwork reflects the culture of the world that I live in. That complexity and richness of culture is something that really interests me. And then you have these great moments where you get to share it with people, and that, that ends up being really exciting. More and more I see my work making statements about this complex place called planet Earth. Gerald, what's up, man? Glad you could make it out.
You got it.
Yeah, we were just kind of looking at these two new pieces that I just
these
made.
are yours?
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah. So the yellow piece is kind of a tribute to Bessie Coleman. The other sculpture, is kind of playing with the black cowboy theme.
I taught him everything he knows.
This is one of the new pieces too for the show.
This one?
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of a symbolic portrait of Bessie Coleman. She was a pilot. And the blue is kind of a reference to a spirit in the sky, reference her experience in the clouds. I started doing these cutouts after doing these symbols and paintings first. I'm loosely referring to it as a letter to Bessie Coleman. I've got an outdoor sculpture that's called Letter to Bessie Coleman.
Did you know the first black woman to fly a plane was from Chicago? Bessie Coleman was the first black woman to get her aviation license and learn how to fly a plane. She actually left Chicago in 1920s and went to France to learn to fly.
Here, I'm just kind of expanding that story about Bessie in a very kind of symbolic way. So a lot of the curving shapes have references to French culture. I'm referring to Bessie's journey to France with those kind of symbols. The word Le Couloir is a reference to the name of the town where she went to fly. The flight school she was at was run by the Caldron family. The B for Bessie, situated in between these wings. The piece is trying to do a lot. I think it does reach beyond Bessie and her history to kind of fold in, aspects of American history and kind of global culture. I grew up on the South Side in Chicago. It's home. Our neighbors were white when we first moved to the South Side of Chicago. Really nice people. We played with them a lot. But we also watched them and all the others move out because we were there. I was pretty certain that I couldn't replicate the kind of space I had in Chicago at an affordable price. So I immediately started looking outside of Chicago for some new space. You know, coming to a small town that's mostly white, you know, you're kind of aware of the dynamics of what makes a place look the way it looks. Well, coming out here, you know, 10 years ago, has had an impact on my work. It just made it easier to think about like a farming theme with some new work. I'm always thinking about ways to insert nature into the work that I'm doing. You know, they really started to feel like the right move for those paintings. Because I've been wanting to talk more about not just cowboys, but, you know, farming, larger story around agriculture, and connecting that to Black farmers. I think this painting is dated 1996. So this was when I first kind of encountered information about Black cowboys, Black people in the West, Black folks leaving plantations in the South and making their ways westward. This painting and you know, a whole series of paintings of cowboys, Black Indians even. I mean, there's lots of stories about people ending up with bloody hands from picking cotton. The leaves were prickly. And there's that menacing mosquito up there at the top. So the mosquito is a bloodsucker, right? Well, that's an interesting notion with a painting like this. You know, just thinking about how much uncompensated labor is situated around cotton industry. I'd been thinking about this history around Black farmers and the Black farmer settlement. Black farmers didn't really have the resources to make as productive as it could have been. You know, they couldn't get a loan to develop the land. The Black farmer settlement was a legal settlement between Black farmers and the USDA. Black farmers were awarded $2 billion for years of discrimination in loan practices by the USDA. My uncle in Alabama was a part of that lawsuit on behalf of my grandparents. So they were farmers in Alabama and owned land there and were able to participate in that settlement. So my uncle actually sent some of us grandkids a little bit of money from that settlement. It wasn't a lot, like $100 or something like that. It's actually the largest civil rights settlement in American history. And my family was a part of that. I really wanted to try to make a work of art that spoke about that whole thing. The tractor kind of emerged as a really great symbol that I could maybe play with to talk about Black farmers. I've done some other small sculptures with Afro picks. So the Afro pick kind of migrated onto the top of this tractor. It's kind of two strange elements coming together to really talk about this really important issue. I try to reference different parts of the country. There's a reference to Mississippi and Texas. The word Pigford on this is a reference to Timothy Pigford, who was the farmer that kind of instigated the class action suit that became the Black Farmers Settlement. There's the word reparations. You know, it's a powerful word to have on the tractor. You know, it represents some acknowledgement of the mistreatment. I think a lot of farmers felt like it was nowhere near enough. You know, it didn't really capture what so many farmers and families lost.
I'm proud.
Thanks, man.
I guess I've never seen your work up close.
Right.
This is great.
Wonderful that you represent your family and you're paying homage to all their hard work.
The work you do really does invite conversations with all kinds of people, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Don't forget to leave a tip.
This is what intrigued me. I just got one down south. It's a 1951 Massey Ferguson. It's very rare that you can even find that thing.
Do you use it out there?
Oh,
or?
yeah, I've used it. I had it set down for a while, but now I have a guy that do the hay for me now, so
Yeah.
I don't have to use it as much.
1951 Massey Ferguson.
Yeah, so that thing is 74 years old?
Oh, that's crazy.
Older than me and you.
And it's still working.
Oh, yeah.
This looks good, man.
Oh, yeah. Now, when I see old stuff like that, you see that old tractor?
Yeah.
That kind of put me into that.
No, that's like right there, dude. That's our history. I had a cousin who was in Atlanta for my brother's retirement, and he was the one who introduced me to this farmer down there. And apparently he's like 91, and he's still kind of driving this tractor around. The farmer guy is on a big chunk of land. He owns like 30 acres. He's got this huge tractor. I mean, it's a direct tie-in to like the Black Farmers Settlement and just, you know, all that history.
Y'all come on in. Come on in. That's Frank. Well, you met Bernard before.
How long have you lived here in this home?
About 62 or 3 years.
What do you think has kept you so healthy?
Huh?
What keeps you healthy?
I don't know. The Lord.
Yeah. What kind of work were you doing for people?
I cut hay. Roll the big rolls of hay and stuff.
Right. When did you start cutting hay?
When I start,
Yeah. How long have you been doing it?
all my life, I drove them big John Deere, Mr. Theodis know it, the big John Deere tractors. I sold one last Wednesday.
Yeah.
Last Wednesday.
We came to see it. Now it's gone. Did I see a little tiny tractor out there?
I got another tractor out there.
How long have you had that little one?
About 9 or 10 years. That one, I've had 2 tractors about all my life.
I want to see your the small tractor you got out there. Can we look at it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a bad machine here.
Huh?
This is about the size of the one that.
This is a little tractor here.
It's about the size of the black tractor. Oh, that sounds good. That's nice.
I've been in this tractor about 9 years, I believe.
Can I sit on it? Can I sit in the chair?
Huh?
Can I sit in it?
Yeah.
Nice. Oh, the wheels move. Yeah.
Yes, sir. But my daddy built a new house, White House, right here. I was a boy. On this White House around here. They had to paint it. All them fellas.
Is this all your land out here?
Huh?
Is all this your land or no?
Man, you can't walk off my land right now.
Really?
You can walk to them houses down here. Show that my land. Anywhere you want to walk out there.
All right. I want to walk out here for a minute.
Well, walk anywhere you want.
Is that okay?
You ain't gonna walk off it. You ain't gonna walk off it going this way. Now where you go, you ain't gonna walk off it. You see that 15-foot bush out there?
Yeah.
That's what I pulled that big tractor with.
All right, that's a big piece of equipment right here. Wow, this is beautiful. This is a big, beautiful piece of land owned by a black man. Love that. It's really wonderful to meet a landowner in Alabama. You know, it's just exciting to think about, you know, some black farmers who have held on to their land because so many lost so much land.
My dad had 114 acres.
No way.
And then I bought 32 more.
So that land has been
well
around
down
here for like 100 years.
Yeah.
Harris, that was like in the 30s when he bought our great-grandfather.
Yeah.
That was in the 30s.
Okay.
Yeah,
He bought all that.
About 100 years.
I know what I'm talking about.
American history really is a history of people coming here from all over the world. It's an amazing place. And, you know, we need to take care of it. You know, it's amazingly unique and original in its international state of being. You know, that's what America is, you know, to me. Now's the time to really start to, you know, get behind the work and try to get people to pay attention a little bit more. Create my own statements about the journey, you know, about global culture. We all have these weird relationships with machines, you know, cars and trucks. This one represents a certain amount of pleasure and a certain amount of joy. I rode across country in 2016. It was me and my buddy Charles, who is no longer with us. We were on the motorcycles for 25 days. But it was really kind of a beautiful month that we spent together on these motorcycles. You know, I'll never forget, we were on the highway, kind of coming up over a hill, and, you know, it was just a big open sky in front of us. And it just felt like we were riding in the clouds. You know, it was like literally being in a plane or something. And there was really this sense of flying, of being in flight. You know, they make me think about, you know, Bessie Coleman. I imagine the incredible excitement she felt being able to, you know, encounter the clouds